Universal laws are woven through biblical teachings, showing us how to navigate the universe's timeless structure while experiencing time's linear flow on Earth. The Bible's repeated calls to walk in statutes, observe ordinances, and keep commandments can be read as invitations to live by these timeless principles, laws as fundamental as gravity or thermodynamics, but applied to consciousness. Before I even get to the first of many verses throughout the Bible that emphasize the importance of following God's commandments, laws, and statutes, let me address the elephant in the room. I'm aware that some viewers may scoff at the idea that Bronze Age minds knew anything about universal laws. There were no quantum fields in Solomon's temple build, just scrolls and stone. And they would be absolutely right. Old Testament characters like Solomon didn't map energy bends or vibration shifts. But here's the rub: they didn't need the terminology and definitions to feel the hum flowing through it all. In 1 Kings 6, Solomon is in the middle of his temple build when he hears God's voice say to him, "As for this temple you are building, if you follow my decrees, observe my laws, and keep all my commands and obey them, I will fulfill you through the promise I gave to David your father, and I will live among the Israelites and will not abandon my people Israel." This is pure alignment. Keep the laws and connect with the hum. That's what dwelling among the people is. Israel is not a geographic location. We are the people Israel, and we have lost connection with our inner being to a great extent by looking at what the physical world offers us for meaning and purpose. The laws bring us back in alignment to who we actually are. Life itself is the temple we are building. We should build it with gravity-like principles, or it falls apart. 1 Kings 6, verses 12 to 13, isn't about a deity's demands, but a principle. Align with the laws of existence, and you'll find stability. We'll go through some verses and see how Leviticus and Deuteronomy show how these laws sustain life, not restrict it. Think energy conservation, not divine fiat. Psalm 119 frames it as a choice, with joy as the payoff, while Ezekiel and John hint at an inner pull, like gravity drawing us back. It's all about living reality's laws. I think we all intuitively know that, but religion has mucked up logic with its God that literally spoke its laws to certain people, called God's prophets and chosen. I hate to break it to them, but these laws speak to us all as the consciousness infused in all life. No God needed, just the pulse of being. So, given this perspective, let's dive into some of those Old and New Testament verses commanding us to follow God's laws, statutes, and commandments. Leviticus 18, verses 4 to 5 says, "You must obey my laws and be careful to follow my decrees. Keep my decrees and laws, for the person who obeys them will live by them." These laws aren't rules from on high, but instead they're patterns of existence. Following them isn't servitude, it's how consciousness sustains itself, like water staying fluid by flowing. Live by them hints at vitality, a natural consequence of alignment. Deuteronomy 5, verse 33 says, "Walk in obedience to all that the Lord your God has commanded you, so that you may live and prosper and prolong your days in the land that you will possess." Obedience here is less about bowing and more about moving with the current of universal order. Prosperity and longevity flow from syncing with these principles. Think of it as physics applied to being. Deuteronomy 10, verses 12 to 13 queries, "What does the Lord your God ask of you, but to fear the Lord your God, to walk in obedience to him, to love him, to serve the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul, and to observe the Lord's commands and decrees that I am giving you today for your own good?" When you drop God as a name and see it as the source of all that is, fear becomes awe at the vastness of existence, and loving and serving are about harmonizing with it. These verses say that these commands are, quote, for your own good, unquote. Not a dictate, but a law of thriving. Turning to God's laws, the universal laws of existence, is sustenance for your mind. They keep it healthy, thinking right, and glued to truth, the essence of reality. Psalm 119, verses 1 to 2 tells us, "Blessed are those whose ways are blameless, who walk according to the law of the Lord. Blessed are those who keep his statutes and seek him with all their heart. Blessed is the state of alignment. Walking these laws brings peace, not because of reward, but because it's how reality works. Seeking him becomes seeking the source through living these truths." Ezekiel 36, verse 27 says, "And I will put my spirit in you and move you to follow my decrees and be careful to keep my laws." The spirit referred to here isn't a ghost. It's an inner impulse, like intuition or energy, nudging consciousness towards these laws. It's the universe's way of self-correcting, guiding us back to balance. John 14, verse 15 in the New Testament advises, "If you love me, keep my commands." Jesus is the one speaking in this verse, and he frames it personally, but strip the me from "if you love me," and it's about loving the essence of existence by living its laws. It's not obedience to a figure, it's fidelity to what holds everything together. All the verses I have reviewed in this video are not relics, they're reminders. Universal laws aren't locked in temples or scrolls. They pulse through every breath, every choice, every moment of alignment. To keep the commandments is to tune your being to the architecture of reality, not to appease a deity, but to harmonize with the hum. So build your temple, your life with these principles, not out of fear, but out of fidelity to the pulse that sustains it all. Thanks for watching.